All right, hello everybody. We are setting up for hole number 4. Now, the two clubs that I want to briefly mention, you could see, from my last shootout, well, we did only have a 1 power ball, but Rocket is going to be a little bit challenging unless you pulled out a dead ball. I'm not going to pull out a dead ball specifically to hit Rockets. In fact, I'm actually going to, especially since the length's a little bit longer, if you have a Thor 6, this is going to be what I recommend for this hole. Your alternate is going to be the Rock, because you can see that the power number is very similar. Much better than Rocket. Let's look at Rocket, 211. So you have 15 extra yards. So, in my opinion, a full backspin Rock landing on the front, like towards the fairway, maybe 5 yards from the fairway edge, would be kind of a target if you had to go Rock. But if you do have a Thor 6, that's what this shot is going to be for. And one of the things that I want to also touch on briefly, here you are going to see me, ball-wise, I am going to pull out either a Titan. So there's some strategy as to why I'm pulling out a Titan, or say, let me see if there's any other option that I might want to pull out. Not really. Titan or Snowman. Having that little bit of extra power. I don't know if you're going to need it. But, so there's some strategy as to why, I'm going to go with a Titan here. I've seen some shots on this hole, and I know that the way that the ball has been landing is a little bit, a little bit on the longer side, even with a full backspin shot here. So the theory that I'm kind of going with here is kind of one that says, the extra wind resistance that you see me putting on the ball here. There's another Inbringer card that I don't need. Is going to yield more ball compression and will actually add more backspin. So if you go with a high wind resistance ball, surely you're going to be able to, play the wind easier, and you're going to hit a close shot, but I'm not sure you're going to get enough ball compression to get the ball to backspin into the cup. So like some of that ball guide compression to where it starts to back up, because it's kind of coming in on a driver shot, and drivers don't usually back up too well. So this is kind of, a little newer method that I'm kind of going with here. And you can see kind of what I am intending to do. I'm going away from, a kingmaker, kind of intentionally, just to, and see how angled my wind is. I'm not even going to, and you can even see, it's already, the ball guide is, into the rough. So you're going to see, and, I'm not even going to, side spin it. I'm just going for full straight backspin. First and foremost, I want to see how much, this plays in just on its own. So I kind of just want to see what this does. That was a 7.5 ring adjustment. And there you see landing on the fringe. And let's just see if I can't. And you see, that's kind of the idea, is you see how much I got the ball to backspin there. I got, 3 yards of backspin. Another thing that I can suggest, it's complicating the shot here. But if you can do that same thing with a football, for example, then you should be able to see even more backspin, to where you can get it to backspin even more than what I just did there. And the same thing's going to kind of apply to, all the clubs. But since you're not going to be trying to back it up into the hole, let's say, for example, you don't have a Thor 6, I would recommend going at it with the Rock 8 and putting a Kingmaker ball on, for example, or no, even better, the new Bunny ball or the old Mummy ball, and just kind of negating the wind, because I think the shot's going to change a little bit. You're going to want to make it a little bit easier on yourself. And you're just going to want to make sure that the fairway bounces are kind, and you just want to try to give it your best shot to kind of side door it into the cup. It's not really going to jump forward. It's not going to really backspin when you only have whatever it is, 60, 70 backspin. So playing it off, the north end of the fairway with a Kingmaker or Bunny ball is going to be the way that you probably want to go about it with a rock. And you can see, ball compression wise, kind of the way that the ball's reacting and the way that you're going to want to play that shot based on my shot there. And let's see. So usually I think I would, backspin. I'm just going to kind of see what this does on its own. 5. I'm going to go about 7.5 rings, 8 rings. I'm going to go 8 rings. I just want to see what this does on its own. Yeah. Didn't want that great ball. I don't think it's going to be the end of the world, but I wanted to, at most, center that as much as possible. And there you see it kind of shooting to the left and coming up short. So that's kind of the reason that I wanted to see kind of what nothing does. Just to kind of see how the ball rolled out, how it responded to the, fairway hop, because I've never really seen it with a strong headwind like that. And, I do recommend bouncing it a little bit, especially, you're going to see this guy, he's going to need to go very close to max. He's putting it up in the wind higher, not to mention landing it more on a fluctuating zone. Oh, and he didn't even hit the fairway. So, not to mention, where I landed it, the fairway opens up. Where he does, it narrows. So you want to be a little cautious with, where you land it. I think this is my first live guy. I don't know if it actually was, but I know I drew an opponent there within like 4 or 5 seconds. But anyway, good luck with that 4th hole. I think I've given you more than enough strategy for coming up with, a minimum a birdie. You want to, play that hole very safe. Give it some respect that, it obviously, deserves. It's the toughest par 3 on this setup, no question. So you definitely want to play it a little bit on the strategic, smart side. And good luck with that hole. And hopefully you guys can, find a way to get that one to fall for you. Hopefully you guys have a Thor 6. If not, I just kind of rely on kind of a rock backspin and just kind of land it a little bit shorter onto the fairway. More towards where the hill is, which is going to make things a little bit more interesting. But I think you'll at least, consistently get it on the green and give yourself an easy putt, worst case scenario. But your best holdout option, in my opinion, is going to be Thor 7. Thor 6 is going to be the next best option. And Thor 7 just for accuracy purposes. Having that extra accuracy boost will give you a little bit of extra confidence to be able to, hone in on the hole a little bit better. So good luck with that hole, and I'll see you guys for hole number 5 momentarily.